tips and techniques and some ideas. It is the worldwide watercolouring month. So all of July is sharing watercolouring. So I thought each Tuesday I would share a different type of watercolouring, and I'm so excited because I love watercolouring. It must be an inner child in me or something that I love the sort of the colouring type aspects of crafting, I must admit. But anyway, let's flick over to the desktop and we will have a look. So this, as you know, has been released on July the 1st, the mini catalogue. Absolutely gorgeous. Of course, some people may not quite be ready for Christmas yet, but it's never too early to get your I'm just checking that we're on the computer. Never too early to get some cards and projects ready ahead of time. You never know, you might be wanting to make gifts this year yourself to be able to give to people. So giving you plenty of time to get ready for that. And of course there's lots of other gorgeous products in here. So exciting. But we're not going to be using something from the mini catalogue tonight because, as you're aware, when the mini comes out, we also have the celebration. So this is valid for the July and August and is free product when you purchase I've lost the word now, product when you purchase. It's gone from, I've had a cold and I've got brain fog. But anyway, so qualifying, that's the word, qualifying purchase. And we're going to be using the gorgeous hippos and the dies. Just thought that was really perfect to go with watercolouring. Okay, now just quickly to share with you some of the watercolouring things that Stampin' Up! Have. We have two types of paper to watercolour with. We have the shimmery white, which I don't know if you can see that on the camera, but it has a little shimmer on it. This is fantastic for sort of what I would say light watercolouring and colouring in flowers, not when you're not wanting to do a lot of deep watercolouring into your paper. Now, watercolouring paper, both of them, the reason they work is it allows the colour to move on the paper. It doesn't get soaked straight in to like standard cardstock and you can't move it around and create gorgeous patterns. Now the Fluid 100 is just absolutely amazing, and this is perfect for your really wonderful watercolouring projects that you're doing a lot of moving of water around. So I'm going to be using this one tonight because I'm going to do a whole background in it. So really wanted to be able to move the colour and add lots of different layers of colour. So perfect for that. So of course we use our inks when we are doing the watercolouring, but we do also have I'll leave that there. We do also have watercolour pencils, which come in a huge range of colours. Just turn them up the other way. So these are fantastic also for colouring. And what's really great about these is you don't actually have to do good colouring. So, for example, I'm just going to scribble with this pencil. And then all you need to do is grab, now I've got our water painters here. We have 3 different sizes. These are well loved. We have the big wide brush, and we have a medium and a small brush. So I'll just grab the medium one and just, now I quite like, you can fill the barrel and use it that way or dip into water. I quite like dipping into water, but everybody is different what they like to do, and I'll also show you some different ways of where you put your ink to use for your watercolouring. So I'm just going to grab a bit of water and add that, and you can see, isn't that just amazing? That just smooths out that colour and really, really lifts it up, and you get gorgeous colour with watercolour pencils. Just really love the effect of those. Okay, so let's pop that aside. Oops, fine brushes. So how to you access the paint that you want to use. There's different ways of doing that as well. So I sometimes use a palette where I use a ink refill, and I will drop some ink into this and add some water, so it's already quite watery before I go to use it. This is fantastic if you're using a lot of different colours, and you can just keep your colours in here ready to go, so you know which ones you've used. And then, like I'm going to be doing tonight, you add your colours to a block. So I just get my ink pad, this is Balmy Blue, and I just turn it up and I just squash it onto there. She does it. And then, hi Margaret from Victoria, thank you so much for joining, and thanks so much for saying hi. And I've got some Tahitian Tide as well. And this over here is the Pacific Point. All very good names for ocean type scenery, I would have thought. Okay, so let's start. I've got my Fluid 100 paper here. Just remember these brushes, actually, these new water painters, to tighten them up, they go the opposite direction that we normally would be using. So I'm going to just wet my, I forgot to turn my little light on up here. I think it must have run out of juice. So I quite like to just add water to my paper first. That really helps, as I was saying, about the movement of your colour that you pop on. And I'm going to start with, I'm just going to add, this is the Balmy Blue. I'm going to add a bit of that at the top. So I'm just, I wouldn't say chucking it on, but you don't have to be, you're wanting that sort of watercolour look, so it's sort of soft. Oh, I do, excuse me. What a horrible night, wet and raining, I know. Hi, Dee Marie, thank you. I'm just going to take a sip of water. Sorry, I have had a cold and a cough, and I was hoping that it wouldn't come out while I was, as soon as I start talking, it seems to come out that I need to cough, so I do apologise. Maybe I won't talk. Yes, it's right, as Helen is saying, it is actually pouring down out there. So I'm adding, this is tempting, this is not tempting, this is Tahitian Tide. I don't know why I keep going to call it that all the time. And I'm just adding a light layer of that as well. And then I'm going to come in, I do want some movement, so I'm adding some Pacific Point into the, so this is the ocean. So just adding a bit of that. And that sort of helps differentiate, that's a big word for the night, isn't it? The ocean and the sky. Now, one of the things that I sort of like to do as well is I like to add layers. Now, the biggest hint, if you're wanting to add, so you do your base colour, tanks, yeah, our tanks will be very full, very, very full, all 5 of them. I put a layer on like this, okay, and then I let it dry, because if you want to add more layers, the colour will just get soaked up into the other colours if you just try and pile it on top while... Oh, hi, Gail. Welcome along on this horrible night. They'll just seep into one. So if you want to add sort of more detail, then you need to let each layer dry before you add some more. So that's just the basic wash for what I'm doing for the ocean and the sky. Now, I have prepared one a little earlier that I have started to add some, so I've added some more once it's been dry and added some more colours. Now, one of the things I have done and is for the white, I wanted to add some cloud and some waves. Now, these little cuts here that look like waves are from the dies from the hippo. The dies, oh hi Shani, welcome. Oh, tank water's delicious. Love our tank water. It is so delicious. The dies that come is the Sale-A-Bration product is just full of, so the stamp set has, I haven't even shown you, sorry. The stamp set has the hippos and some cute little sentiments, but there's so much you can do with these hippos. I've just seen some absolutely stunning cards with it, and you have all these extras in here to just create these cute little scenes. There's a tub there and a boat, and this one here is what I've used for cutting those out. So I did that first, and then one of the things with the white chalk paint, because it's not like, I'll show you, it comes in, it's comes separately when you buy it. It comes with the re-inker and, oh here's the re-inker and the pad, and you've got to add it. It's very thick and it's a craft ink. So I do find when I use it, I like to use it straight from the re-inker, and all I've done here is just picked up a little bit. Now this I have done a bit earlier because it does take a little while to dry, so I've just added. So adding the white at the end just means it pops up in the clouds. Hopefully you can see the clouds on that. So I've added the white just to give that bit of depth. So that's creating a background. As I say, each layer, just dry each layer to add the colour to make it more like it's got movement. Now, also colouring, let's pop that one to one side. That applies also when you are colouring well, flowers or hippos or whatever you're colouring. I've got some smoky slate and basic grey and pink. Oh gosh, I'm having trouble with my. Look at this, it's faded so much. It is my Petal Pink. So I like to go in, and it's the same as what I do with any of my colouring. I'll go in with like a light colour, and I'll colour the whole thing in the light colour. Like so. And then I will leave that to dry, and I will come back and do the darker colour and the highlights. So I have done I've done the ballerina. So this is the ballerina. This is the wee ballerina here, but I only want the top part, which you'll see in a moment. But I want to go in and add a bit more. Make sure I get all the blue off. See that tissue. A bit more shading. So you'll see when I go in now to add another layering that you can really add that shaded colour. So even though you're watercolouring, it doesn't have to be like a washed out look. You can really get some great intensity of colour. Aren't these hippos just the cutest? I'm sure they're going to be very popular. And just where you think it would be darker. Like so. And that just adds that extra colour. Now, the other way of picking up your ink, which I'll show you because I'm going to paint her nails, you can use your ink pads and just turn them over and press firmly on the lid and the back, and you get ink in your lid. So that's one way of doing it. It's quite mess-free in the sense that it's all contained in your ink pad. And then you add water to this. I'm not adding much water to this because I'm wanting to keep these nails bright pink. So just adding some nail polish to this cutie, as you can see. And then I cut this out with the die. What did I do with it? With the die here, the umbrella. There's where is it? Oh, there's the umbrella there. And I've cut that out from the Fluid 100 paper, and then I'm just going to go in. I've coloured it with, well, that's actually early espresso, and I just want to add some detail. So I've let that dry, and I'm coming back in with the ink just to add a little bit more detail. There we go. So let's pop that to one side and let's start putting this cute card together. Now I'm going to use this, so I'm just going to wipe this ink a bit so that I don't get white ink on my gorgeous elements. Okay, so I'm just using a basic 8 1/4 by 5 1/2 inch card. That's the inside. I've just used Stampin' Blends for that one. Hi Tanya, welcome along. I am going to glue, no actually I won't glue that on first. This is the 6x6 in Colour Designer Series paper, and I'm going to start putting this together. So I also just did some early espresso on the Fluid 100 and some blue, and done some other die cuts as well. So I'm going to pop this little boat in here. And it's going to just be sitting in the waves. Just leave that little bit there because I'm going to pop her in the boat. That's why I didn't think it would be very good having a ballerina on the boat, but you could definitely have a ballerina on the boat if you wanted to. But I just thought she was going to be in the boat, like so. And then I thought she could also be having an umbrella to keep her shaded in the sun, though I don't really know how this tiny little umbrella is going to keep her very shaded, but there we go. Okay, so this guy, I haven't cut him down yet. I'm going to pop him in, and then yeah, about there I think. And I'll cut the bottom of him off. Poor guy. Where is he? Up there, I think. Yeah. Now I've also, there's so much fun. I learn him looking to see watercolor. Oh, it's great fun. I love watercoloring. It's one of my favourite things. So Stampin' Up! Have got some great videos out as well, which I can put a link to. They have also got in this amazing set of dies snorkel and mask. Right up my alley. I'm a ex-New Zealand underwater hockey player. These are my 2 oldest children, so I definitely had to give the mask and a snorkel on these guys. Okay. And and the wee snorkel. She's looking out for him while he's underneath the water. Okay. Now, as I showed you, I did cut some of the splashes out as well. So I'll just pop those on. There's just, as I say, so many different things you could use. So I'm going to have him blowing out his snorkel, the water. Oops. It's getting in the way. Should use my little pick-me tool, which is perfect for this sort of thing. Okay. And you can have so much fun with this. Yeah. Just got the putty there. Doesn't want to leave my sticky finger now. And one more little dot. Just to get it up the right way. There we go. So much easier. And of course we need, I might pop it on now, shall we? Let's just glue that down. So you can, for this card, as I say, we're creating a background and colouring in the images. So this is just one thing you can do with watercolouring. Okay, now I've chopped this sentiment up, and this is all you really are. Oh, you really are the best. And I just decided I would break it up a little bit. And got it on some dimensionals. And I've stamped that in Starry Sky. Oops. Helps to put it up the right way. And then I thought I would add these gorgeous sequins. They come in a set of 3, pink, green and blue. And I thought these would look really, really good for embellishments in, like on oceans, a bit of sparkle, because they have different shades of blue and some sparkly ones. I might tip some in here actually. There we go. And I think they will make perfect. Look at that, that's going to be perfect for this sort of thing. So they don't always have to be for shaker cards. And here's a little blue one. So I won't sit here and put them all on now for you, but you get the idea. I will put a few around there, and that would be that little watercolor background card. And it really does make it super, super easy with all these amazing dies that this set in the Sale-A-Bration catalogue provides to create a fun card like this. But all you need is the ink, a paintbrush, or the water painters, some water, and you've got blocks. And just give this watercolouring a go. You do need the specialty paper, otherwise it's doesn't work out quite so well. You can't move the ink, as I was saying, but it really, really is so much fun, and I just absolutely love using watercolour. So I hope you've learnt something tonight, and next week I will bring you another style of watercolouring. And thank you so much, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your evening. Bye.